Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is Epic Games for the win here. Today, bringing you another video. Today, this video is, in my opinion, the worst heist in GTA Online. Now, the reason I decided to make this is because I have some, I think, pretty valid opinions and points on this, and I haven't seen a lot of other YouTubers actually make videos on this, which surprised me a little because, um, I just thought they would. It's like, I'm not saying I'm the first to do this. I'm sure there's other people who have done this. I'm not I'm not gonna be that one guy who takes credit for an idea that isn't his. But, yeah, but now before we start, this is just my opinion, and, I'm also judging this not based on pay. Well, pay is a tiny factor in it, but I want the heist to be based off, how enjoyable they were, and how creative they were, because I think that's more important than pay. Because honestly, if you really want a ton of money, there's ways to just grind and get it. If you want to have like fun doing a heist with your friends and get paid a little bit more, there's heists for that. So, yeah. But this heist is just bad. It's just terrible. Now, it sounds super cool though. Help a small-time dealer get ready to launch a big business operation by stealing from a bunch of other people with all these drugs. And it features a character from the main game that you can play as. It features Trevor, and Trevor was my favorite character. And I was just like, wow, this heist has to be awesome. The description was cool. It has Trevor in it. I mean, I was like, if they mess this up. And what did they do? They messed it up. Now, there's some reasons why. Like I said, it's based on enjoyability, pay, or not pay, enjoyability, creativity, difficulty, and a bit of pay. There we go. But first things first, let's start with difficulty. So I want to keep organized because I had to reshoot this because I totally got unorganized and I kind of forgot what subject I was on, so I'm gonna try and keep a bit more organized this time. So let's start with difficulty. By far the hardest heist on hard. All the setups and the finale is probably the hardest. It rivals Pacific Standard's finale on hard. It's really hard. It just, I don't know why it's so hard. It's just because the finale, you're in these slow trucks and there's so many enemies and it's like, it's not even really fun. And the setups are super long and super hard. Like, that's what I kind of expect, like, maybe Pacific Standard setups to be, because that makes sense, big bank. But no, you give it to a heist, you give out the hardest setups to a heist that isn't really even heisting anything, like money. Like, I don't, that doesn't make much sense to me. But, another thing, when we're on the subject of difficulty, with it being super, difficult, which made no sense. It's not really even a heist in my opinion, because you do all the heisting in the setup, so the heist finale is literally like a Trevor mission, and that's really not that fun. It's like a longer version of a Trevor mission, and yeah. So the finale was like a super long Trevor mission, which nobody really likes playing Trevor's missions. So, yeah. But, yeah, so that's another thing. Now, let's go into, enjoyability. Now, this was definitely this was a heist that it made me actually leave. I stopped playing heists online on PS4 for a while, because none of my friends wanted to do it. They all hated this heist. The community hates this heist. It's hard to find people. I gave up on it for a long time. And one weekend I finally came back, and my friends were finally willing to do it, but it took so much, like, bribing, though, because I had to, like, even though they didn't help me with all the setups, I had to give them each 25, and it was just really dumb, but, so that's another thing I hated. It's just, community hates it, which means you're basically screwed if you don't have 4 people. But back to the subject though, which we were doing, enjoyability. It wasn't very enjoyable. Like I said, the setups were hard, long, involved a lot of running away from cops or running away from whoever you just stole from, and they were kind of repetitive and a little bit different, but not the amount of uniqueness I would have liked. I would have liked a lot more. Now, for creativity, they did use some cool new vehicles in this, like the technical, but, I mean, this is not a heist you look to as the most creative heist. I mean, this was basically a really long Trevor mission. That's what it felt like. It was not, in my opinion, creative. They could have done a much better job using Trevor. You could have actually robbed something worthwhile. Although the heist did have a sense of humor though. With all the cutscenes. It was probably the heist that I could tell they put a sense of humor into, with the final cutscenes. I'm not going to spoil it because it's actually kind of funny if you have not seen it. Finish Series A with your friends and watch the final cutscene. It's hilarious. But yeah, Series A, no. Besides the fact that, you may think I'm just hating on Heist. No, I want it to be out there that, honestly, the one thing I didn't get was, everyone seemed to, like, love the Rockstar Heist. And I understand they were pretty good, but, like, that's way too, like, no one was really too critical on them. And the reason I wanted to make this is because the people who were critical on, like, the Fleeca job, and that's the starting off heist. You can't be too hard on that. That's just not fair, because they're judging it about pay. Oh, I missed the pay section. Oh, can't miss that. So, the pay. Oh, Rockstar. So, so you're moving up the ladder of GTA Heist, you just finished Humane Labs with your friends, and you're like, you know what, I think we should start Humane Labs. Now, right when you started off, you notice that, it's gonna be bad, because you pay 40K, and that's a noticeable thing. You're like, that's weird, and then by just noticing how much you pay, that you're gonna get paid a lot less than you get. Basically, you do more setups, but get paid the same as you do for the Humane Labs. I mean, literally, if that heist, like, was an optional heist, like it wasn't blocking the Pacific Standard, I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't have done it. If it was, like, you could pick between, say, Humane Labs or that, I'm sure a lot of people would have picked Humane Labs over it. And the pay, it was just, I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, I just know, I think they set it to that amount because Rockstar just likes money. It's what makes, what money makes the world go round. But Rockstar basically said that so they can change the Pacific Standard cut, so it's not as high. That's what I believe it was. You may think they couldn't have done that, but yeah, I think they did that. They made the pay on this one crappy because they can make the Pacific Standard pay as much as it was originally gonna be. If they would have just went along with it and made the pay go up instead of kind of stall here, I wouldn't have been so critical on this heist. Like, I would have actually kind of forgiven it a bit more, but that's one thing that's noticeable to a lot of people, and I'm not gonna, like, I'm just, because I said I'm not judging them based on pay, that does not mean I'm not gonna bring it up, because it still is an important matter for all the heists. Now, and also, I know I have not made a video for a really long time, but I just decided I want to get my thoughts out about some heists, and I'm going to be doing a best heist video, because I have Googled this, and what I saw was just really, or not Googled, but I searched up on YouTube, and what I saw was disappointing. It was all about Pacific Standard, and I know why they're doing that, because it pays the most. Why is this guy following me? But it pays the most, and that's just, I hate people who judge ice like just for out of the Pacific Standard because it pays so much. That's just not how you should judge them. You should judge them on the factors I've said before. So we're about 10 minutes in, and I think I made my point pretty clear. But there will be more videos about these heists that I'm going to be doing. because I love the Heist. So I kind of love the Heist online, but I kind of hate them. I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird thing, but I'm really excited to be making some videos about the Heist, and and yeah, that's basically all I have to say. I'm just gonna end the video here, and I hope you all have an amazing day. It's Epic Games for the win here, and I will see you in the next video.